Loosen up.
You got to get ready. Hey, Bart.
Hey, Cowart. Guess
Welcome.
what? No, what? Huh? You were saying?
And scene.
Sorry,
Bart.
I'm excited. Hi, Cowart.
What's up?
Nothing. We're going to talk to Rob and Joanna today. I'm excited.
I am excited too. Rob Cowart and Joana Zarur, who have created Dog Dates, the app, which is
Dog
coming soon.
Dates, the app. That's
Yeah.
what she said, folks.
Where dogs can have dates.
And it's not like they're hooking up, but it's like
No, not for making puppies. Not that kind of date.
No. It's like people wanting to get their dogs together for play dates.
Just for fun.
And it's got a really cool story, and I can't wait to talk to them about it.
Well, let's get going.
And I'll try to tone it down. I'm sorry.
All right. Good luck.
Okay.
We are here with two very special guests today.
Yay.
Some old dear friends of mine. They're not old, but we've known each other a long time. And their names are Joana Zarur and Rob Cowart. And these two very intelligent people have come up with an app called Dog Dates, and we're going to talk all about it. So welcome, you guys.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
You're so welcome. So Joana and Rob and I met at BNI, which we could go on and on about, but we will, we'll touch on it a little bit today. Joana owns a Postnet in downtown Austin where you can do printing and have mailboxes, and I'm sure she's going to tell us all about that.
Have stuff made.
Yes.
Marketing.
She is also a graphic designer, and for the Dog Dates app, she is the creative director and designer. So she makes the app look pretty. And Rob Cowart is the owner of Euphoria Engineering, Euphoria Technologies, excuse me, Rob. And he builds apps. That's what he does.
There's an
along
app
with
for
lots of other technology.
There's an app for it.
There's an app for that. So Joana and Rob, I guess we'll start with Joana. Tell me a little bit about how you and Rob started to get this project going with Dog Dates and just kind of how it got started.
Yeah, I want to know how you got the idea. Like, what was the, we need to have this kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
It was out of necessity. So I got, just a few weeks after I got married, we were living in a 1-bedroom tiny apartment, and we decided to get a pointer. Yeah.
Energetic dog.
Mm-hmm.
A very energetic dog and a very smart dog. And we just had to walk him a million times a day. But as he got to like 4 months, he was so hyper, and the apartment just wasn't enough space for him. And just taking him out and playing with the dogs. And then doing some research, we're like, what can we do to calm him down? Like what actually we did the research before we got the dog, but just looking for things to help him. Consistency is key. So take him out every day at the same time and let him play, so he knows it's coming and he'll have that moment, and then he'll calm down for the rest of the day because he'll know how to have that. So I started like planning with my neighbors, and I would say, can we meet here at 5 o'clock? Like, what time do you get home? Like, can we meet here tomorrow at 5 o'clock? Will you come back? And it transformed me. Like, it helped so much having that play date every day. Mm-hmm. And then slowly other people started coming and people started joining. But he would play with some dogs, and then other dogs wouldn't, not with him because he's really easy, but other dogs sometimes don't get along.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it was like, there was a golden and there was this black lab, and they're like, okay, the two can play together. So once the black lab showed up, the golden left. So I thought we should have some kind of system so we know who's out and who's not, and that we don't, and wouldn't have to be like bugging people to come out and play.
Mm-hmm.
And
you could just know these are the people in this area who are out with their dog right now. Let's hang out.
Yeah.
And there he is, the man of the hour.
Is that him?
Yeah, this is Bill.
Oh, okay.
And this is Bill.
He looks like a Dane pointer.
He's a tall pointer, but he's a
100% pointer.
Really, he's really big.
Yeah.
And his full name is what?
It's Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton.
Isn't he a dog?
He is a dog and so handsome. Y'all should see his whole body. He's like really speckled all over.
Yeah, I saw
He
him a
looks
little bit when he
good.
stood up.
Chest is
There's the spots.
How old is he now?
He's gonna be 4 in September, so
Okay.
3.5. Yeah.
So does he have friends now? Like, are there certain dogs that you're like, oh, good, Sophie's there today?
And he sees them from the window. He whines. He's like, I want to play. That's my friend. And then,
you remember Mom? They're on the app.
and it's funny that he's really big, but he plays really well with small dogs, with little dogs.
Like Noodle. Maybe he would be friends with Noodle.
Yeah.
Noodle, what do you think?
Noodle's an old man now. He's 13.
Yeah.
But he's willing to hang out with big dogs as long as he can sniff.
We have to set up a date.
So you guys got together, you and Rob got together and y'all started talking. And then how did it go from there?
I said, hey, can we do something so that we can know what dogs are out and when they're out? Is this something?
Well, you showed me the text group that is called Dog Moms, Mueller Dog Moms or something.
Mueller Dog. Yeah, we started a group on WhatsApp. And at first it was just dog moms. I mean, the group is still going. It's 40 members now, and it's moms and dads, and it's like a little community of dog lovers. And last week with Snowvid last week, everybody was helping each other out, and people became friends. And these people became friends because their dogs play.
Yeah. Oh, so they helped each other out during the.
Is it just a
snowpocalypse?
Is it a local app only, or could it be scaled to go to other cities? Or
tell us, Rob. What are your thoughts?
Well, the plan is to start in Austin because we both live here and get the app polished, working, and then expand to other nearby areas. And it's going to depend on how we fund it. If we're going to be able to get sponsors, because like she said, there's 40 people that want this already using it in a WhatsApp chat group. And I'm sure there's many chat groups like it. So can we, collect those into, clientele that a sponsor would want to market to. And then,
like a Tomlinson's or.
Yeah, we talked. I actually introduced her to Kate at Tomlinson's because I thought they might be a good sponsor.
Yeah, they'd be really good.
Yeah, I think they're gonna chat.
And they've got different parts in town too.
Is Tomlinson's, how big are they? Like,
I don't know exactly how many stores, but I want to say around 15 or so.
Yeah, at least 14.
And they're all
19.
in the Austin area.
Okay.
So all over kind of the greater Austin area, all the way out towards the lake and
Cedar Park.
Yeah, Round Rock and South Austin, Central Austin.
Maybe Buda.
They started on 49th and a half Street off Airport.
Yep.
And they're like going on their 4th or 5th generation of family members that are running the business. So it's really cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah. So we love Tomlinson's. And no, they're not a sponsor. We just love them.
No, they're not a sponsor. Yet.
You know what I do love about Tomlinson's? I'm just going to say is that you can place an order online for your pet's food or toys or whatever you need for your pet. And if you place that order by 1 p.m., they will deliver it the same day for free to your door. All over Austin.
Take that, Amazon.
Yeah. So
and it supports local.
Right. And they're just wonderful people. So now I'll stop talking about Tomlinson's and we'll go back to talking about the app.
So what's involved in like making an app? Like how do you take her idea of like, I just want a place where dog moms and dads can find out when Rover's coming over or where they're going to be at what park, at what time, or like, how does that all happen? It's like, it's Greek to me, like completely
right.
foreign language.
So we started with the chat and thought about adding a map to it. And that's like the first elements of the, and then like she said, certain dogs play better together than other dogs. So a dog kind of rating system where their owners rate how friendly their dog is.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, so those kind of three main app elements. And when you do an app, you have to get now there's a lot of social media guidelines you have to follow. Like you have to be able to report or block offensive content, and even though we don't, I don't know how that could relate to our app. We still have to do it, and
I'm sure people will find a way.
Yeah, it just takes one person.
And then we have to have people opt in to share their location, because it's not really the location of the dog, it's the location of their phone, which is, personal.
Privacy issues and stuff like that.
And that's a challenge, I think, because the idea is that you're not going to have your phone, right? You're supposed to leave your phone in the car. Like, you got to the dog park, leave it. Like, have this moment. Be present. It's an app, but we're trying to create moments and connections between the dogs, between the owners and the dogs, but also between owners and owners. When you're standing there and you're watching them play, and you relax, and it's so funny to watch. You would see people whenever we have like these big group meetings with the dog moms and dads, and people they arrive right after work, and the dogs are really hyper, and like they've been waiting all day. And the owners arrive like dragged by the leash, like, calm down, you're just about to play. And they're stressed out, and they're complaining about work. Usually, like, people will vent a little and like talk about houses or whatever went wrong that day. And then gradually you start seeing them relax. And then after like 15, 20 minutes in, everybody's just like this.
Aww.
With a little smile and just watching and just going, aw.
That could be the wine, though.
It could be the wine. Not everyone's drinking wine. I don't think she even mentioned wine. That's what I would be doing, but yeah.
Sometimes we had Friday's club party, and we would bring wine
nice
to the park.
How I would use it. I mean, we live on a 15 beautiful acres, but we're right around the corner from a huge neighborhood. And just because I grew up in Houston, and there was always scary stuff happening there, I don't ever have the confidence to just go take a walk with my dog. But if I knew I was going to meet somebody who was expecting, to get together with my dog, I would be happy to meet up with a total female stranger and meet up to go walk a dog, or just to walk dogs together or something like that. And it would be really easy to find people in my neighborhood, because I can literally see a whole, hundreds of homes right here from my house. So that's how I would use it in my area.
Yeah, it's great. And then someone's going to see you from the window and be like, do you guys walk every day? Can I join? And that's how it grows. And
yep.
And then another part of this is there's a park kind of behind Joanna's apartment. Not really a park, it's just an area of grass that the dogs play on, and they have some off-leash time, to supervise and all that stuff. And so we thought about a community effort to establish more off-leash parks for dogs, and whatever would make the community feel safe, that the dogs would not run away, attack people, whatever. So that's like the fourth part of what our app wants to do, is make life better for these energetic dogs whose people live in apartments, because Austin's an expensive city, or because
it is.
Even in a house, even if you live in a house and you have a backyard, but they need interaction with other dogs, they need to be socialized.
Yeah.
Every
like
dog
kids.
needs to be socialized.
Yeah, and not every dog wants to meet other dogs, but that's where we could probably help you with the ratings, on how to describe. Maybe we could do a color-coded system. I don't know if you already have that part figured out, but
yeah,
we copied
I'm also thinking of. I don't know if you have something like this, but we call them green light, yellow light, and red light behaviors. So, like, a lot of dog parks aren't a great place for dogs, and it's usually because owners don't understand what's actually happening. with some of the play, where a dog is being, I don't want to say bullied, but, clearly a dog is in distress and he's trying to get back to the owner, and, there's not a fight happening, but obviously in my eyes, because it's what I do, I can see that a dog is in mild distress and what the other dog is doing isn't really healthy. And sometimes like chase behaviors can escalate. The little white Maltese starts running, and the shepherd and the lab and the collie mix, they all start chasing the dog. And so like this mentality, it's like this game changes in their head, that it's chase the little white dog. And so that can escalate and get ugly really fast. So maybe I can help y'all with some just like basic, these are okay play styles, these are things to look out for. And this is when you should pick your dog up and leave.
Yeah.
And just like have a little side thing that's like, these are, stop, caution, and go.
Yeah, safe dog play tips or something that you could link to in the app. I think that would be really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be great.
Because a lot of people are like, no, look, they're just playing. And you're like, actually, your dog is chasing the other dog so much that the other dog is really trying to get away. Like, that's not play for the little dog. That's like, I can't get away from this other dog. And
like,
so
people don't see, like, I always see dog fights like 3 to 5 seconds before they happen. Like there's a lot of body language. If a dog is under their owner's leg and they're looking at another dog, like we call it whale eye, they're like looking at the dog like that. Right? And they take a deep breath and go, I was like, that's when it's about to happen.
they get real stiff. And sometimes dogs do that right before they play, like during the.
But it looks totally different. The body language is totally different. Anyways, willing to help.
Thank you. Yeah.
So,
Sorry.
No, go
so
ahead.
how would you, do we have a BART hotline, or what is the?
Sure, no, I'll look and see what I have like resource wise.
Maybe it could just be a tab on the app, like safe dog play tips, or,
Yeah, you can.
when to leave.
You guys could do it on the Dog Boys blog, and then we could just link it to you.
Oh yeah, that would be good. That's a great idea.
And have
Maybe have a button that says, "Is my dog a jerk?" And then I don't know.
Sometimes the answer is yes.
Well, and you also want to encourage humans to like not be on their phone the whole time. They need to be actively watching their pets, because that's when bad things happen, is when they're just like head in the phone and they're just letting the other dogs entertain their dog to the point that they're no longer paying attention, or they're talking so much that they're not paying attention.
Yeah.
So, just little tips like that I think would be helpful.
Yeah.
But
and also how to start socializing a dog that has never been socialized.
Starts really young and sooner than you think.
Yeah, but some people don't know.
Yeah.
And then they don't do it. And then they need help.
Keep wiggling the table.
You do.
It's him because he's on my lap. I'll back it.
Some people don't know. You're right. Bill, he's in your lap too.
Some people don't know. He's still.
Yeah.
Some people don't realize, and also they'll have. So I'm in a bunch of groups where people have discussions about dogs, especially with pointers. And just yesterday, a guy was saying, "Do you know a brand of an indestructible bed? Because every time I buy a bed, it gets eaten." And then another guy said, "Actually, you need to walk your dog more."
Yeah.
It's not about the brand that you're buying. He needs more exercise.
Yeah, he's bored. And it could be food. Sometimes that's another thing people don't realize, that if they're feeding low quality foods that don't have the right kinds of proteins or right kinds of carbohydrates, it messes with their serotonin levels. And so it can cause hyperactivity or aggression. And it's like if we ate, I don't know, McDonald's every day, at some point that starts to affect your personality and mentally and physically, it messes you up.
Yeah, you see it in kids at school who just like their parents pack, sugar everything and Twinkies for dessert and a soda for drink, and you just like, that kid has behavior problems. I wonder why.
We literally, my daughter's friend in junior high. Or I guess it was younger than that.
Yeah.
Anyway, she'd have like avocado slices and carrots and, turkey sandwich. And he would like literally have just straight out of the junk aisle.
It was just like ding dongs and everything came out of a pre-processed package. And yeah, it didn't bode well for him long term.
But it tastes good.
But it sure tastes good. Yeah. Now we veered off into childhood lunches.
Sorry.
See how it happens? Yeah. But we're excited. I'm very excited about your app. And I just love you guys both. I mean, I knew you at BNI when we were all in the same chapter, and y'all are both still in the same chapter, right?
The one down at Mimi's?
Yeah. Mimi's walk.
Yeah, it's virtual now, but yeah.
It's the ATX Power Group is what it is.
Yeah, we got a bunch of members too.
Yeah.
Recently.
How many members are you up to now?
Do you know, Rob?
It might be 40. It might be 39. I don't know.
But up there, that's a lot.
Yeah.
How did they make it around the table? You know what I mean? Like when people are doing their presentations.
Oh, they shortened it to 30 seconds of like actual asking and then 15 of like referrals and whatever you got for everyone else.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. More structured.
And then 5 minutes. The 10 minutes shortened to 5 minutes. So.
Oh, wow.
I bet you people like that.
It's bad.
10 minutes is a long time.
But it's hard to tell a group of people everything that you do or all the, everything you want to say in 5 minutes. That's got to be hard.
You just got to edit it down.
Yeah, and you're gonna do it again, right? It's not just a one-time thing. So you can always add.
Bart's would be, I love dogs.
Yeah.
The end.
I like dogs.
I like dogs.
Dogs are fun.
I like to play with dogs.
Yeah.
A good referral is anyone who has a dog.
Oh, you guys should have seen us last week when the snowpocalypse hit. We had no power on Tuesday and I was worried about the littlest dogs. And so I just said, bring the little dogs to the house. And even if we don't have power, we can sit them in front of the fireplace and, they'll stay warm that way.
So we had a dog party.
Yeah. At one point we had 9 dogs in our house and only one of them was big. And she was just over it. She was like, I don't want to play with any of you guys. Like,
and they were playing, were they playing like the whole
they
time?
were. And one of them was a little Frenchie. And like Bart was talking about that stiff posture in the whale eye, like that's how she initiated play. And so she would go up to every dog and just be like, and they're like, are you trying to fight me? Or is this play? Are you trying to fight me? And she like kind of
French.
Yeah,
when she breathes.
And she has
and the loud breathing. Yeah, it sounds like
it was like
the dogs are like, do you want to fight or play? I can't tell.
Yeah, it was mayhem here, but everyone was toasty warm and the power came on before bedtime. So it was okay.
We're lucky. We didn't have power for 3 days here. We were freezing.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
3 days?
3 whole days. Yeah.
And you just stayed in your cold house, bundled up?
Bundled up, yeah. Bill, under the covers, he made it a lot warmer whenever he would sneak out with my back.
Did you have a fireplace or anything to keep you warm? Did you have a fireplace?
Sorry?
Did you have a fireplace to keep you warm?
We don't. No, we don't have a fireplace. We have absolutely no gas. A completely electric community. So we do have a grill. So we made some barbecue outside.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah, but you still had to open that door to go out.
Yeah.
You're like, close the door.
7 degrees. Yeah. Let's cook lunch.
Yeah, that was really
cool.
cool.
The grill inside. Just,
No, that's people were dying of carbon monoxide poisoning because they were moving their grills inside. It's crazy.
We had a generator running at the kennel and I had to go out there every 3 hours and refill it with gas because I had radiant space heaters.
For the big dogs.
So that was not so much fun, but the dogs didn't mind. They had like quadruple blankets and the building's pretty well insulated. And I had 2 like pretty high output radiant heaters that did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to see that again.
Care is, the dogs never were, their care was never compromised, which is good.
The snow was fun. The dogs liked it, especially the hardy ones.
Yeah. Until the ice came and then they were like,
Yeah.
crunch, 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 crunch.
Yeah, sliding. Bill was like, it looked like he was skating on the street.
Poor guy.
He went ice skating. Sweet Bill.
What was I going to ask?
I don't know.
I had a question.
Rob, you told me, maybe you'll think of it.
Okay, go ahead.
You told me that you have been doing some COVID work lately, right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I'm working on a project. It's a portable COVID tester, so it's about the size of a coffee cup, and it doesn't take nasal swabs. It takes, you spit into it, and then it analyzes your spit, and it tells you right there on the device whether or not you have COVID.
Oh, nice.
So,
is it a one use?
You don't have to mail it off. Yeah, it's one use. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to mail it off?
Mail it off.
How
No.
do they, how does it get reported then if you're positive?
It's self-reported. You type it into our site, and then it tells us. You know,
Oh, so the cup or whatever you're spitting into.
It's got a display on it that has a code, and you type in the code, and it tells you percentage of, you know, how, if you are negative or positive, how much.
Oh, so you have to type in the code to get the result.
Yeah.
And by typing in the code, now there's a record that there was a test and whether it was positive or negative. Look at you, so smart, Rob.
Coughing, you okay?
That is brilliant. Buddy, are you all right? Uh-oh. He's,
come on. There, I'll go.
oh, buddy.
Give him some water.
Poor Noodle.
Come on, buddy.
He's not
Well,
well.
this evening.
You know, he looks like a really old man that just doesn't really get around and do much, but he's been chasing and catching and eating bunnies lately. So that may be why he's not well. He's okay today, but he is still very spry when he wants to be.
Fast, huh?
So yeah, it's kind of gross, I know.
It's cold. I want to stay inside.
How are people going to get the tests?
How do
How
we
is
get the test?
available? Yeah, how is it going to be available for people?
So it's an FDA question because they approve different things for different uses, but this is going to start to be a clinic administered test. So you go to a urgent care provider or something like that. It doesn't have to be a COVID special wing or something like that. You just, you know, spit into it, and then
Yeah,
you have your result after that.
That's really cool.
that is.
But then the tighter FDA bar is for at-home use, which is where I'd like to get to. So seniors can order this, you know, have it delivered, never leave their house if they don't feel comfortable. And
Nice.
Yeah. You totally read my mind, because I was thinking, I don't know, months ago, like it would be so great if you could just walk into a drugstore and buy a test and take it home and do it. I would have tested myself so many more times.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that I wasn't going to infect anybody. Like I went to visit my mom once before Thanksgiving. It's like the only time I've seen her, you know, in 6 or 8 months or close to a year now. And I didn't know where I could go to get a test that was quick enough that I was, you know, already going home. So I just kept my mask on and, you know, tried to stay careful, but I definitely would have. And I would have given it to my kids too, when they come over. You know, my daughter comes home from college occasionally and I'm like, did you take a test? And she's like, no.
We're like, great. She's isolated.
She does stay pretty isolated. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like a take home test that you can do yourself and you know it's going to get reported. I love that idea. Like I hope it gets passed by the FDA, because it would be so helpful to so many people.
It'd be great if they could do it at the airport, like, and let.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Right. It's right there.
Right before you travel. Yes.
I wish they had like I don't know, some kind of big brother thing that just glows on you that says I'm negative or tested and I'm okay.
You have to wear a sweater that's like COVID free.
Maybe that's a little too big, brother.
Yeah, maybe.
Infected.
Yeah. I just heard recently that if we do have an employee that does get infected, we're not supposed to say their name or anything because of privacy laws. So
yeah, that's That was a shock for me.
Mm-hmm,
It was
mm-hmm.
like, how would
Just
you?
have to say an employee has been infected, has tested
Right.
positive. Don't come in today.
Right.
You
Yeah.
should quarantine.
Yeah.
They're like,
test.
who is it? Well, we can't tell you, but you shouldn't come in today. You're like, is it because I worked with Kelly? They're like, maybe.
I cannot say. So let me jump back to the app for a second. So what's next to do before you can actually like publish it and go live with the app? You need sponsors, right?
Mhm.
Sponsors or advertisers, people that can give you invest in the app. Would that be like on a monthly basis or a one-time thing or what?
Well, to really do an advertising play, you have to know how many people you're going to have, to market to.
Mhm.
And the great thing about it is we know people have dogs and like dogs to play together and, are invested in their dogs because they got the app, they said it. So it's a very niche market that's a compelling argument once we have numbers. So we're looking for sponsors right now to be, brand things on the app so that, and have their location on the map in a, highlighted way so that if you're in a location where you don't know where your dogs can play, but
Mhm.
one of our sponsors has a place where dogs can play, then it'll suggest it.
Like Dog Boys.
Like Dog Boys. And we
Hmm.
just
And then,
happen to have a 5-acre fenced-in private dog park.
Okay, with a pond.
It would be a great place for dog dates. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yes, it would be.
Yes.
And then also Tomlinson's, any food,
Mm-hmm.
Food or
a dog-
toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many things that just bringing dog people together and promoting products and services that are, kind of Rob and Joanna approved,
Like dog friendly.
where you're not just like, oh, I'm not going to say the name of the company, but the one in town that will slap a shock collar on your Yorkie, maybe they shouldn't be an advertiser.
Yeah.
And if you need help with that, let me know because I can tell
Or
you.
a shock collar company.
Yeah. You
like-
don't want to take money
GPS
from just
collar
anybody.
company would be great.
You
Say it
what?
again?
A company that makes GPS collars.
Yeah.
What's the name of the one that it's not called Wink? It's called something else. Something.
I don't know.
FI. The
What'd you call it?
FI.
FI.
This is
I
the
don't
one
know.
Bill has.
Oh, he does. So you have a GPS collar on him.
Yeah, it's a GPS and it counts his steps, so I know if he's exercised enough.
Lazy or
Needs
sleeping
another
all day.
If he needs another date before I call it a night. Yeah,
Oh,
it would be a great partnership.
It'd be
That's great.
interesting to like talk to people in your group and see what things they have in common. Like, do they all use Kong toys or puzzle feeders or, a specific kind of collar or,
mhm.
um,
Yeah, I know
just-
with my brother just got a Vizsla puppy and he's all over the Vizsla Facebook groups and
yeah.
they all have something to say about what kind of food they feed
Yeah.
and, what kind of toys they use and where they get trained and all that. So,
Yeah.
They're so cute. I love them so.
oh,
And
they
the-
are
and
so
when
cute.
They play and build, used to play with
Vizsla?
them. Yeah,
A
it's like
Vizsla.
it's like a golden brown version of Bill. It's all-
It's a Hungarian pointer retriever.
It looks like a Weimaraner too. Like imagine a burnt orange Weimaraner.
Yes.
Usually a little bit smaller. but not much.
Beautiful and smart.
What is Bill looking at right now?
birds.
Birds. He's a bird dog.
He's like, just letting them know, like, you know what I'm capable of, right?
I'm
Yeah.
here. I'm watching. Yeah.
Rob, do you have pets at home? I can't remember.
I have a cat.
One cat.
Yeah. We talked about, remember Matt, my friend, he's wondering if he can keep his dog. And I
Oh, yeah.
asked my wife and she said, we're not getting a dog right now. So
Yeah. I don't know
Okay.
that I would take that dog with kids in the house.
well, my 6-year-old needs to learn boundaries. So I wouldn't mind the dog to teach him. Because the cat, it doesn't affect him. The cat, bites him a little bit, scratches, and he goes back again like an hour
Yeah.
later.
Didn't learn, huh?
Yeah, I didn't learn. So
Yeah. Cats they love in a very special way
Yeah.
with their claws and their teeth. We've got a cat that lives at Dog Boys. Her name is Callie, which is really funny because we don't take cats, but she's lived with us for 10 years, probably at least.
She's the company mascot.
And I pet her a little bit because I'm actually allergic to cats and dogs a little bit, which is strange.
But she'll randomly just swat at you, like mid-pet.
She's like, yeah, you can pet me. And she goes for the bite. I'm like, and they're like, oh, it's just a love bite. I'm like, it still hurts.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say no.
There's no love. I don't feel the love.
I don't.
Should I ask them, like, are we ready for the speed round?
Oh, I don't know. I forgot to tell you guys that. There's a secret speed round.
I always ask people three questions at the end. They're not hard.
Well, before we get to that, I want to ask Joanna a little bit more about Postnet.
Okay.
And
like, what do you do? Like, what kind of graphic design stuff do you do?
Well, and what all can people do at Postnet?
Okay, so graphic design that I do mostly for paper products. So invitations, flyers, brochures, any kind of marketing materials for your brand that you're going to hand out to people. We can design and print them and mail them out. We do. I love working with events, although this year wasn't very strong for that.
Yeah.
Everything got canceled. But I work with some wedding planners. And then I do the whole suit for the wedding. So like the save the date, the invitation, the RSVP cards, the menu cards, the place cards, all the little things that you need to have for an event like that.
Yeah.
Sure everything looks pretty and everything matches and it's the right kind of paper for everything. And then that it's cut in the right position. So because it's the same, like I'm the one designing and printing, I can make sure that everything comes out right because that the file is prepared the right way so that you have the best possible results. And then at Postnet, we also do shipping. So you can drop off a package, you can mail a present for your mom if you get those.
We've done that.
We have done that.
And we have mailboxes. So we have a lot of small businesses that are working from home and that are using our address as their business address. And they can either go pick up their mail or we can scan it and have everything digital. So it's been a hit last year, with no one wanting to go outside so much. And we just made it all digital and very easy. And then we can also forward it to their homes and they don't have to put their home address on their website or business card or anything like that.
I think that's so cool. She can like open your mail and scan it and show it to you so you don't have to go get it.
Only if you ask me.
If you want that. Or she can just like stick it in an envelope and ship it to you.
You're like, no, don't read that. It's from my boyfriend.
We don't ever read anything. We just put it in the sky. It's so much. Yeah. It's such huge volume. There's no time to read everybody's things.
Nobody's got time to read mail from somebody else.
That's funny.
For somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't read my own mail.
I know. I know. I'm just like chunk. I'm like recycle. Oh, okay. This is a bill. We'll keep that.
Yeah. I'm just looking for names I know.
In the mail?
In the mail or in email. I'm like,
yeah. And our poor mail carrier too. We probably only check the mail like once a week, I think.
Yeah.
It just, we open up the mailbox and it's all stuffed and crammed in there. She's probably like cursing our name every day that she goes there.
No, it's been better. It didn't. Yeah. I think at one point she just left it open and that's why I checked it. I think because she couldn't close it or maybe she wanted me to look in there, but I pulled in and I was like, oh,
we've got mail.
I started pulling stuff out and I was like, oh, there's still more in there. Pull. I was like, okay, maybe that was a little too long.
Maybe.
Oh, now he's got the Zoom.
Okay. Did we cover all of the goodies that can happen at Postnet?
I think we did, yeah. Superficially, but yes.
Yes.
I mean, really, if you need anything printed, we can help.
Yeah. Do you print on canvas, like for photographs?
Yeah, do.
For signs?
Banners.
Banners?
A lot of work for realtors, for like for sale signs or open house display, all those things.
Yeah.
A lot of those.
We need to have her make our next signs. We need a sign for the dog park.
Like where down, like on the
just
front
as
gate?
They enter, just sort of like, here's the things that you need to know.
Sponsored by Postnet.
And it's a franchise. So we're talking about Postnet downtown.
Right. Not
Or
just, I mean, you can go to any Postnet, but if you want to help out Joanna, you want to go to Postnet in downtown Austin.
Where downtown?
on Lavaca Street, 1401 Lavaca Street.
Okay. So that is downtown. That's
Mhm.
like,
By the Billy Parlor Bar.
Yeah.
that's funny.
Oh, nice. And Rob, you make custom apps for small businesses, large businesses. Tell me more.
Choir
I know a
teachers.
little bit. Huh?
Choir teachers. Yeah. Anyone with a app idea and some, source of funding, we can figure out how to make their idea come true.
Yeah.
Like
I always thought
Yeah.
that was cool. I know that was your tagline. There's an app, or we can make that app.
I'll
Eric.
make
What-
an app for that.
I'll make an app for that. And it really is. It's like, I have this idea, and like literally, if you've got an idea and a little bit of money, you can make it happen.
Tell everybody about the You Better Sing app.
Yeah, that's the choir teacher was a referral from Joyce in our group a long time ago. And so she's a believer in underprivileged youth, promoting their opportunities. And one of them is a UIL competition for sight singing. And that looks good on a college resume. So she had an idea to make an app that would help kids practice at home and make it fun. And she had a couple of YouTube videos with Miss Manners. No, Miss Music is the, teacher, and then Do, Re, Mi, Fa, So, La, and T are the students, and
Aw.
they all have personalities and voices. Mostly her and her husband, and
That's so cute. And
Yeah.
it teaches kids how to read music, right?
Mhm.
That's so
we-
cool.
See, people making a difference.
Yeah. She's a
That's
great
really
lady too. Yeah. Our
And it
our
actually
kids
ended
are
up-
both. Go ahead.
So it ended up not just being for voice, but also guitar and clarinet. My daughter used it for clarinet. So
Oh, sweet. That's
and
awesome.
music, yeah.
That's super
Yeah, I was just gonna say our kids are both really musical, and neither of us are musical really.
at all.
I mean, we love music, and I sing in the car, but we don't play music. I mean, I took a little guitar in like 6th grade or something, but
They were trained in school, and then they were like, well, we taught ourselves to play piano and the guitar and
yeah.
trombone and
I see a piano
mellophone.
behind you.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
it's actually my great grandfather's.
And now that our daughter she's teaching herself piano. Our son took piano as a part of a music degree that he was working towards originally. And now that she's at college, she's like, Mom, you need to learn to play the piano because that piano needs to be played. So she has tasked me with learning the piano.
Yeah, I need you to practice.
I'm like,
7
okay,
hours
in
a
my
week.
free time, which is about 5 minutes a day, I'll pick that up.
Yeah.
I actually am interested. I'm willing. I've recently been kind of watching this guy on Facebook called the Piano Guy, and he supposedly teaches people without teaching you how to read music. He teaches you how to play piano.
Yeah. My
So we'll
mom
see.
learned to play on this piano like when she was a little kid. And there's pictures of me and my cousin sitting on this bench, like at Christmas time at my great grandpa's house.
Aw, it's an old piano. And
It's old. It's got a traveled history. It also woke me up in high school on Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings. If I'd stayed out too late, my mom would play just like these, like, dun, as loud as she purposely playing loud to wake us up. And then they moved to Washington and were downsizing. And they were like, do you want the piano? I was like, yeah, I'd
Mason
love
was
it.
playing at the time, taking lessons, I think.
So they met me halfway. They drove it down from Washington to Arizona, and I flew there and then took the moving truck from there and moved it here. And I don't know if you know this, but pianos are insanely heavy. Like I thought, me and another guy could move it in, and I was like, how you pick something up just not to really pick it up, but just test and see how heavy it was. I was like, okay, little test lift. And it was like nothing. And it was like, test lift, nothing. I was like, okay, I'm going to really try to get it. And I couldn't lift it at all. I mean, it's like 1,000 pounds.
Wow.
Anyway, sorry.
And so we digress.
Yeah, it happens so easily.
Getting off on the
So
tangent.
I have to,
Look, a baby
I have
bird.
to tell you the best story about the piano in my house. It was my great grandmother bought it for my aunt, and my dad and his friend were cleaning a gun in front of it one day, and the gun kind of went off and shot the piano.
Oh
And
no.
so, so they fixed the piano, but you can still see like where they
The
repaired
bullet
it.
holes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You're like,
Aw.
what song were they playing when that happened?
It just made it bang.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
The man who comes to clean our piano, I always love it when he's done because he plays this long, beautiful tune. And he looked inside because the piano used to live in Austin and then they moved it to Washington and then they shipped it back down here to us. And he said, and he's been doing this for probably 30 or 40 years. And he said, I got really excited when I opened up your piano because the label of the person who used to tune this piano was my mentor. And I was like, that's so cool. So yeah, that's our most cool piano story. But again, back to the dogs.
Oh, dogs. Oh.
Unless Jonah's got a piano story.
My mom plays the piano really well. That's as it goes.
That's
all
as
I
far
have.
as it goes.
I tried to learn when I was a kid, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was more interested in drawing. Always.
Aw.
Yeah, that's cool. I wish I could draw. I don't have artistic ability. I see pictures in my head, and ideas, but like drawing is not my thing.
Joanna's really good.
I was always jealous in school of people that could draw.
She drew a picture of Dog Boy's office once with Bill out in front.
Oh yeah, we still have it.
Yeah. I've got a digital version.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, we had it we have a metal filing cabinet and had it magneted to the side. So like
Yeah.
right next to our desk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sweet.
Looks cool.
It was kind of, we used it as like a Christmas picture at
Mhm.
some point. Very
Right.
sweet.
Yeah, it was like yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
done quite a few pet portraits. So people send me a photo and I'll do a sketch of their
Oh, I love it.
You need an app for that.
There is an app for that. I think it's time for you to do a shotgun round.
Shotgun?
What do you call it?
Nothing. 3 questions. Speed round.
Speed round.
Speed round.
Sorry.
They're really easy. So the first question, you guys can decide who goes first. What's your first memory of dogs, or having a dog, or seeing a dog, or joy, or it's like the first time you remembered?
It could be cats for Rob.
No, I had my parents had a wiener dog, Dalmatian.
Dachshund?
Dachshund.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember it begging at a table. His name was Webster.
Webster. Like
A
the
black
dictionary.
Dachshund Webster, yes.
Nice.
And my great grandmother actually had a little brass figurine of the dog, and she was going to Dallas. And I remember holding the little thing up. It said, "Mama, this little doggy doesn't want to go to Dallas." And she gave it to me, and I still have it.
Aw.
Awesome.
I love that. That is the cutest story. This little doggy doesn't want to go to Dallas.
And you still have it. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it by guilt extorting. I don't know. I was 4 or something.
Yeah. You weren't doing it on purpose. You were just like, for what it's worth. Okay, Joanna, what about you?
So I think our first dog was probably 6 or 7. And we lived at my family, like my parents, me, brother and sister. We lived in an apartment, and then my parents rented out a house for the summer in the countryside where we could, play outside and ride a bike and have a dog. So
Yeah.
we got one day. A friend, I think it was my dad's friend, just stopped by, like came to spend a weekend with us and brought this little mutt.
Like, here's a dog.
It was a little black puppy. I have no idea what kind of dog, probably many, many different types.
Yeah.
Like real mutt. And we named her Nana after the Peter Pan nursery dog.
Aw.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I loved her, and we loved her. And I remember more than that, I remember saying goodbye to her. when we didn't have the house anymore and we couldn't bring her to the apartment. She was used to living at the house, and there was a guard dog at the house that she was, a lot more attached to than to us. So we couldn't bring her. And I had like a really long talk
with the dog.
with the dog, and whoa.
I gotta go, but all right.
Yeah, something like that.
I'll always love you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
That's
and that
funny.
was in Brazil where you're from,
Yeah.
right?
That was in Brazil. Yeah.
Oh,
That's great.
Yeah.
sad.
Okay, second question. How many dogs have you had lifetime? And those can be like with your parents or just like over your whole lifetime. How many times have you had a dog in your life?
I think Bill is number 7.
Bill's number 7.
Yeah.
Did you have dogs growing up, Rob? Oh, you did have the little dogs.
Yeah, that was at my parents, but my grandparents had a farm in Oklahoma, and my great uncle was there, and we had farm dogs. And so we had about 3 at a time.
Yeah.
But
Like working
they came
dogs?
and huh?
Were they working dogs? Like
No. Just the farm wasn't a functioning farm because he was pretty much retired, but they came from I don't know where, and they went I don't know where, and they were the kind of dogs where, like, I remember my uncle had pliers, and you go through and you pick ticks off that were like that big.
Oh my gosh.
Kill them with the pliers, and that was something he did with the dogs. So I mean,
Wow.
that's a farm
really
dog.
Good times.
wheeling kind of dogs, yeah.
Yeah.
But at my house, I had a dog named Petey. I went Pesky dog. That was my mom's name for it. And I got it in Farmington when I was like 11, and then moved out to North Texas. But I had to go to boarding school in St. Louis, so and then that dog ran off. I don't know.
He came looking for you.
Maybe.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going. Okay, so this is usually sometimes sad, sometimes funny. But what's the biggest, like out of all of those dogs, what is the biggest or one that you can remember, like, oh no moment, or like something the dog did that you were just like, I can't believe that, or like biggest vet bill, or like our dog stole a $100 piece of beef tenderloin from Christmas dinner.
Eve, yeah.
It was going to be Christmas dinner, and
she was like, that was delicious. Welcome home.
She was, that was amazing.
My brother's dog, chocolate lab, still alive, still crazy.
Yep.
Ate half a coconut.
Oh.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
He just swallowed it. And before we once saw him catch a bird, and we tried to, like, the two of us tried to get it out, and he just swallowed it whole with the wings open. But he was able to digest the bird, but the coconut he could not digest.
He needed surgery, huh?
We had coconut trees in the house, so I think he just pulled one. I don't know. He got to it and probably ate some of the meat inside, and then swallowed like
the whole shell, or half a shell.
That's a chocolate lab.
It was like we were inside and we saw him outside and just walking in circles. Okay, normal, right? That's what they do.
Oh, she froze.
Okay, good. He's out trouble pooping. What's going on? And then you could see like a part of it, but he couldn't. He couldn't let it out. So there was no surgery needed, but we had to go to the vet, and the vet, like, I don't know, did something and pulled it out somehow. So yeah, it was tough. How did he swallow that?
Veterinary magic.
How can something go through your throat that's too big to come out on the other side?
Yeah, all the way through all the piping. Like,
yeah.
It's a chocolate lab.
That's a big oops.
Yeah, we have a lot of chocolate lab stories from clients out here.
Yeah.
Like stuff they ate.
Yes.
How about you,
So
Rob?
my dog would, we had sunflowers in our backyard, and they would be visited by bees, and the dog would watch the bees, and then he would like jump up and catch it in his mouth and like spit it out and put it down like this. And so he didn't like eat them, but he was just like trying to catch them or something.
Just wanted to see it.
Weird behavior. Yeah.
That's funny.
He probably got
He was-
stung in the mouth a few times.
I don't know.
I just noticed that yesterday because Bill catches flies a lot,
Mhm.
but if it's a bee, he won't do it. He won't.
Yeah.
With his mouth, he'll just use his paws like that and just kind of.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
just
man.
play with the bee. I don't want to eat that one.
If he ever does, just give him a Benadryl for every 50. Is it 25 pounds or 50 pounds?
One for every 25 pounds.
Yeah. So if they get stung by a bee or have
We are
allergic-
not veterinarians and are
We are
not
not.
dispensing medical advice.
But that is what our vets would recommend.
Yeah.
As a
I have heard it's good.
tree.
And how much whiskey do you give a toddler? Is that
Nope,
Same.
not going there.
Let me. Yeah.
My toddlers are grown. I have since forgotten. How's that?
Right.
Thankfully, they're in their 20s now.
Oh, they both are.
They both are.
Wow.
Yeah. And Joanna's about to have her first little bambina. Do you know if it's a
Boy,
girl or boy yet?
no, it's a boy.
Bambino? It's
Yeah.
a boy?
Yeah, it's a boy.
That's
Yay.
wonderful.
Name it Bill?
What'd you say?
Name it Bill.
Name it Bill.
Yeah. We named you after the dog.
No. Bill doesn't need any competition.
I'll give you some baby naming advice if you want it.
Sure.
Don't tell anybody what you're going to name the baby because it doesn't matter what you say. Somebody's going to say, "Oh no, that's a horrible name." Because
I knew someone with that name.
I went to somebody's at school that was like that, or that's my old boyfriend's name, or most people are just not very yay. Like I just made up names. Like I told people we were going to name our daughter Foxetta.
Well, and he withheld the sex. So by the first child, I knew what the baby was going to be. I knew it was going to be a boy. And the second time I didn't want to know. And he did. So the doctor told him and not me. And he kept it a secret for the whole time that I was pregnant.
From everybody. It was the only control I have. Like nobody gives a crap about the dad. They're like, "How's mom?" And I was like, it was the only, I don't want to say power.
I think I would be very upset if I realized that my husband could keep a secret from me for that long.
She didn't want to know.
No, I didn't want to know. No. Although the day before she was born, I got a gift from a friend and it was a pink blanket. And I was like, "This is beautiful, but I don't know what I'm having." And she goes, "Oh, I heard you were having a girl."
Ah,
She didn't hear it from me.
And Bart's like, "No, I told everybody something different." So she may be right. She may not, but I didn't know she was going to make you a blanket.
No, I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, it worked out. I had a girl and I was really happy about it because then I had one of each.
Yeah.
And my girl had a big brother, which is always nice to have a big brother.
Except for when they're 4 and 7 and hate each other.
His family was all brothers.
Yeah.
And even the fighting, yeah, you don't have to worry about that for a while. Rob's got that, he's got multiple kids that are, what's the age range of your kids now?
So they're 19, 16, and 6.
Okay.
That's
But
a
And the
good-
16 and 6 boys do fight. So
The
but
16
that's why
fight with each
having a
other.
father is just too much. It's too big of a difference, right? Maybe that's why he feels like he.
Yeah. I
Everybody's
thought with the
take care of
6-year-old,
him.
he would be like another only child because he's like 10 years separate.
Yeah.
But are they all boys or the girl and boy?
yeah, the oldest is a girl. She's at college.
Okay. Got it.
In college.
In college. Well, thanks so much for being on the podcast, you guys. This was fun.
Just
Did we do
nice to
okay?
see people.
You did
This is
great. You did
You're
great.
doing great.
So until the app is launched, what's the best place for people to kind of follow along with what's going on with dog dates?
They can follow us on Instagram at dogdatesatx,
Awesome.
Okay.
and you'll see pictures of play dates and lots of pictures of Bill.
I was gonna say.
No,
Yeah, cool. Bill.
Yeah. When Bill's at home and she's at home and because she's pregnant, she's being extra careful with COVID. So,
Yeah.
so Bill gets to be in the spotlight.
Yeah. He looks like he's very attached.
Yes.
Well,
And-
once we're all vaccinated, we'll get together with Bill and Noodle
And we can give you some
Yeah.
tips when baby gets there to help
That'd be
smooth
great.
the transition.
yeah, we talked
For the
about that a
dog.
little bit.
Talked about that. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
Well, thanks,
I'm
guys.
worried because he's on me so much. Like he's on my lap all the time, and he wants to be like. He doesn't beg for petting, but he has to be touching.
He wants
Yeah.
to be. You can see he's very
Yeah.
attached.
No, I'm like that too.
Yeah, Bart is like that too.
So how am I gonna have a baby? How am I gonna be breastfeeding and have him like one on each
Yeah,
side?
I think he's gonna have to learn to get to
It'll
know
work
your
out.
husband.
You can give him puzzle toys or
Okay,
teach him a place, like go to your place, like go to bed, or
Mhm.
yeah, I can do that. I mean,
Yeah.
he can do it.
and just remember that dogs are they're a product of what they're reinforced for.
Mhm.
And I'm sure when he comes up, I mean, he does it so often and you've had him for so long that there are things that you do that say, it's okay that you're coming here and I'm going to let you up here. But if you just try to figure out what is reinforcing him and stop that. So when he comes up and nudges you, if you stand up and walk away,
Mhm.
It's
You just
probably all the petting.
yeah. But there's like an initial contact. There's an initial thing, or like if you ask him to sit and then pet him on the head for a second and then get up and walk away.
Mhm.
But just start paying attention to like, what point is he asking to get on my lap, or what is he doing? And what am I doing more specifically that cues him to say, okay,
It's okay.
crawl on up.
Yeah. Sitting. If I'm sitting, it's a cue.
That's how Noodle is. He's just
Yeah,
he
like,
whines
well, you
at me because
see-
he wants a lap. So
He's like totally melted in my lap right now. And he gets heavier every minute.
we'll have you back on once you've had
Yeah.
the baby, and we'll talk all about mommies and dogs.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
We
And
all-
Rob can come in with the fatherly advice.
He'll say, get a cat.
Yes. For joining us on the podcast today. We had a really great time.
You guys have a good
Thank you for having me.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.